Welcome. Finally, I have you here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
Mom
you.
with 4 boys.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, that's such a nice name. Mom with 4 boys.
Yeah, yeah, that's my name. That's my social media name.
Right. So I was scrolling social media the other day. I'm really a big fan of Facebook.
Okay.
People say it's for the old people. I think I'm old already. My bones are frail. So I spend a lot of time on Facebook and just scrolling one day and I found your page and I'm like, wow, this is magnificent.
Oh, okay.
How did you choose such a name?
Such a name, okay. A mom to 4 boys wasn't my name before when I set up the page on, the Facebook. I called myself Queen of Men.
Right.
Yes, Queen of Men. In my head, Queen of Men is like, I have all boys in my house. I have 4 boys and I have my husband. So they are my men and I'm the queen in the house. But then someone called me and it's like, oh, why do you want to be called that name? People will think you are queen of all men.
Right, it sounds controversial.
Yeah,
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, it sounds very controversial. So why don't you change it? Initially, I was talking to my husband. My husband's like, he said he doesn't think it's, because, if you, social media, Facebook, you have to write about you. So I can, write it, because I have 4 boys and, I have my husband and I have my 4 boys. So that is why I call myself Queen of Men. But then I sat down one day and it's like, maybe I don't want to do that. I don't want people to hate me because of the name. It is very controversial. So I decided to change it to Mom to 4 boys. I tried Mom of Boys, but then someone has already taken it.
Right.
Trying, and then I got Mom to 4 boys. So I'm a mom to,
That sounds very nice.
4 handsome and smart boys.
Smart boys. Yeah, I've met them and then I can attest to that fact. This is the Yo Freeman podcast with Mana Freeman. This is the Yo Freeman podcast with Mana Freeman. Well, it's really nice and I can really relate to it because my mom actually had 5 boys.
Oh, cool.
So if my mom ever started a social media page, then she'd probably be mom of 5 boys.
5 boys, yeah.
And
hat up to her. Oh
yep,
my God.
yep,
Raising
yep.
5 boys.
Raising 5 boys, and I really appreciate when I saw that you had already raised 4 successful boys, and then you still had a career. You still enjoy the stuff that you enjoy doing, like social media. I'm really impressed because, like I said, coming from a home where my mom had to raise 5 boys, and I know the sacrifices and the kind of things she had to do, the things that she had to lose in order for us to gain something as 5 boys, and it makes me appreciate you more. So thinking of it now, when I'm walking on street and I see parents with kids, the kind of question that I want to ask them is, what sort of sacrifices, what have you lost? Did you have to lose yourself at a point for your children to gain something, or for you to raise those successful boys that you've raised now?
Not really. I always tell people my husband is a very domestic person, right? Back home, men are men.
Right.
Men actually don't help women that much. But then I'm very lucky when it comes to that. My husband actually supported me where it needs to be supported. So that gave me the opportunity to actually do what I have to do. I wouldn't say I have to give up, things that I want to do, for me to raise these boys, because we are raising boys, we are parents, so it goes hand in hand. My husband is helping, I'm also doing my best to make sure my boys are where they are right now. Yeah, I would say I had the support from my husband for me to be able to, raise these boys, these strong boys.
Yeah,
That's what I would say.
Yeah. To add something to that, I think it really makes sense. I can really share your experience and then relate to it. I can't be in your shoes, obviously, because I'm not yet a parent. But my mom basically raised 5 strong boys, and she had a supportive husband, and I think that made it a bit easier for her to raise us. And thinking of it now, it comes back to it. There is this saying that raising boys is actually a tough battle. And I know it really well. I know the kind of things my siblings and we had to put my mom through and all of that. Do you think it would have been different if you were raising girls, if you had 4 girls and it wasn't 4 boys? Would it have been less difficult?
Yeah, okay. So I wouldn't say that because I have nothing to compare.
Right.
Okay, so I've always raised my boys. I never had a girl. So nothing to compare. But then from what I've experienced, I don't want people to, I'm speaking for myself. Okay,
Right.
I'm speaking for myself. This is my opinion. I always say raising boys very, very challenging compared to raising girls. But I saying it again, I have nothing to compare, but I have some experience, and sometimes I talk to moms, just to know, moms with girls, just to know the differences between raising boys. What I realized was, girls, they have planned, they plan ahead. Girls will plan ahead. Girls know exactly what they are doing. When it comes to boys, yes, when it comes to boys, especially my boys, one of my, I don't know if you know my boys, one of my boys, finished, law. And after finishing law, you ask him, and then he will tell you he doesn't want to do, even though he doesn't know what to do.
I've spoken to him before.
Yes. Before going to the workforce, we asked him, you finish law, now what are you going to do? I don't know if this is what I want to do.
Right.
But compared to girls know exactly what to do, right down from year 10. I'm a nurse, and sometimes you meet some young people who want to become nurse, and because of that, they are assistant nurse. So they start from assistant nurse. They plan their time ahead. In year 10, I will become an assistant nurse, and then when I finish year 12, I will go to the
Everything is well
everything
planned.
is everything
Unlike
is
us,
planned.
very sporadic.
Yes, I will go to university and study nursing and become a nurse. But then when it comes to boys, there's no plan at all. It makes it really, really hard for you to raise boys. And considering the fact that, when you come to this part of the world, there's a lot of opportunities. That makes it also really, really hard, because in their head, we have all these opportunities. I can start and stop at any time. I can begin at any time. This is what they tell you. But looking at us as traditional and conservative people, and you want your kid to follow the right channel,
Right.
You go to high school. You go to university. If you want to become a lawyer, you study law and become a lawyer. But then when it comes to boys, you wouldn't get it like that.
Right.
They can start something and stop whenever they want to stop. Because in their heads, there's a lot of opportunities here. I can pick it up anytime I want to pick it up. And that makes it really, really hard.
Sounds like you and my mom you guys have a similar story.
It is true.
It's very
It is
difficult.
true. It is true.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Makes it really, really hard, because I think they take things for granted.
Yeah,
okay.
True.
They take things for granted, so you have to be very strong for you to raise boys. So as for that one, I see myself as a very strong person. God can give me what I can handle.
Right.
Okay?
You're right.
So I see myself as being a strong person. That is why God gave me boys to handle. And I will tell you, I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of challenges when it comes to boys. Having said that, I have nothing to compare. So I'm not sitting here saying raising girls,
doesn't have its own challenges. I'm sure it comes with its
own,
peculiar
challenges as well.
Yeah.
But I'm coming from that side because I have spoken to some parents, and then comparing the two of them when it comes to their education and things like that. It is the hardest thing I have ever experienced, to be very honest.
Well, I believe you. Yeah. So again, it goes back to, I might be talking so much about my parents and my mom now, because obviously you guys share the same pattern, the same story of raising boys of similar numbers and all of that. But the only difference is my mom did it whilst in Ghana with a lot of support, a lot of community and all of that. But whilst you did it in Australia, again, I'm not saying raising kids in Ghana is easier or it's presented, challenges. But I'm just wondering, how did you do it in Australia? I'm trying to be a parent. I'm planning to be a parent. Yes. And because of that, I'm doing a lot of research. And the kind of things that I'm finding, I'm actually considering not having a baby. But thinking of it, doing it in Australia when you don't have your mom here, you don't have your parents here, that communal support, how did you really do it?
For me, it has been very difficult. And my reason is, I'll give you the scenario. I was the first person to have a child in my family. So as we always say, raising kids back home, it takes a whole community, to help raise kids.
Obviously.
My mom was there to help. As I said, my husband is a very domestic person, so he was helping as well. My brothers and sisters, because I was the only person, the first person to have a child, so I'm the first person to give my parents a grandchild, everybody was helping, like even in the community where we live. Oh, mother, everybody was helping. And then we moved here.
Right.
Just my husband and myself.
Oh, so your first baby was in Ghana?
All my 3 boys, I had all of them in Ghana. Which
Right.
I had the support from, for my mom. Mine was like I think my mom's, I don't know, my mom treated me like a baby. A baby, because I had them when I was very young. So a little girl, raising 3 boys. So my mom was there, my husband was there, my brothers and sisters, everybody was there in the community, people around, everybody was helping. And then we have to move here with 3 kids, and I have to do it alone.
Wow.
So mine was very, very difficult, So when I came here, there was a lot of challenges, There were some things that I didn't even know how to do, even though I had 3 kids. Because I was pampered initially, I had to start learning, how to care for, kids. And considering the fact that they were boys too, my boys were boys as in boys, Very, 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 very active boys. But I would say I decided to actually raise my boys in the African way,
Right.
and also Australian way. In Ghana, raising kids is more like, in a community-based, strict
Right.
way. And, coming to Australian side, it's more of they are very, very confident, and independent, So I have to actually try and balance.
Create that balance,
Yeah, create that balance. Balance the two, just strike the balance and make sure my boys will not miss out on any of that. Yeah, just so anytime they go to Ghana, they will be able to fit in, and when they are here, they will be able to fit in too. So I would say it's been challenging because I have to strike the balance between the Ghana parental module and also Australian parental module. Yeah, so but what can you do? That is what you have to do.
I think it will be very difficult, trying to make them fit into that balance, like you're saying. Make them look African, behave African, and make them also fit into a new system that, for them to thrive, they have to fit into the Australian system. So, yeah, I believe you when you say that. And
so I try to pick and choose. Okay, so I wouldn't say I'm a Ghanaian, so I'm trying to raise them up in 100% Ghanaian way. There are some parental modules that probably we didn't like it as kids when when our parents were raising us up. And same way on the other side too. You wouldn't like everything that, every parental module here. So you try to pick, which one you think will help the boys, and then I incorporate that, and I try to raise them in that way. So
that's a very smart model.
Just pick what I think will help me or will help the boys, and that's what I do.
That's a very smart model, and then it's no surprise that your boys turned out successful, and you have a very good family. You are running a very good family and a very good life, a very good career. Like, I'm really proud of you. Also, thinking about this, I think you said something, and I'm just coming off that. The kind of parenting that you were given was the parenting in Ghana, Africa.
In Ghana, yeah.
So it's like, and like I said, I'm trying to be a parent, so I'm doing a lot of research into it. And parenting is like, you wake up one day, you start a new job with no manual, no training or whatsoever, and you're expected to do it perfectly.
Perfectly.
So sometimes when I talk to my dad, he tells me that he was the perfect parent until he started having children, which is actually funny and true. So again, you didn't have a parenting style that a parent will apologize to you or probably say I love you to you. I don't really know, but there is a higher probability that you didn't have that kind of parenting. So how did you raise your boys here? Were there points that you could tell them that, hey, Nana, I love you so much. Nana, I'm very sorry for what I did to you. Did you have to do that? Because that's part of the standard here.
Yes. Parenting is a lifelong learning. We are also learning, okay? So sometimes you also learn from other parents. The boys will come home and sometimes, you know, they will tell you something like, I went to a friend's house and this is what the mom did. Okay? Something new to them because they don't experience that at home. So sometimes they will discuss what is going on in their parents' house. Mom, you did this to me, but then when I went to this person's house, this is not what happened, something like that.
How do you feel when it happens that way?
Oh, when it happens like that, I try. If they tell me and it is a good parental model, why not? Right? Yes, you wouldn't come and tell me, okay, my friend's mom, you know, just allow them to go out and play till about 11, 12 o'clock. And I will just incorporate that into my parenting, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So sometimes they come and talk to you and you pick which one is good, you know, as a parent and which one is not good. So sometimes when they come and speak to me like that and I think, okay, you know, this is something that I can use. Oh, okay, you know, dude, then I'm sorry what I did the other time, blah, blah, blah. You apologize to them. If that is not you are used to doing that, you apologize to them. And if you think it is not good, you just advise them that, you know what, this is not how it's supposed to go. And sometimes you don't go to people's houses and, you know, and expect us to do exactly what they do. Every home have their own module or training. Yeah, you are an African, you know, and they are Australian, so they will have different way of their parents raising them. So I try as much as I can. You know, when I came here as a Ghanaian, so I know I can only provide or I can only give my kids what I know. Right. So if I have to incorporate what is here, then I have to learn from, you know, other people as well, other parents.
That must be very hard. It's like you learning from the scratch because that's something that you were not open to.
That's what you have to do. You have to learn from scratch. You have to learn from scratch. You have to learn from people.
Stay with us. The conversation will continue shortly. Stay with us. The conversation will continue shortly. So when I started seeing you online, I started thinking about this. This is like modern motherhood because you normally don't see mothers coming online, you know, having social media pages, thriving, not just having the page, you're actually thriving because I think I checked today and you have close to 200,000 people following you. You know, with engagement, commenting, people like your comment. And I was in Ghana. A couple of people knew you. I talked about you and people were excited to know that you lived close to me, which is a nice feeling. So thinking about it, what made you start the page, the social media thing? And when you were starting it, did you have any drawbacks? Any obstacles like, what are people going to think of me? I mean, I have 4 boys. I'm raising 4 boys. I've got a husband at home and are people going to think of me that how much time do I have to be, you know, be online and all of that? How did you do it?
I'll start by saying media, you know, has been a passion ever since, you know, when I was in Ghana. But then I remember, you know, when you are, you know, in high school or in junior high, you will have no choice to choose what to do. All the time they call your parents, you know. Right. I remember my teacher telling my dad that, oh, she's good at science and math, so let her go and do science and math. I didn't want to do that, but my dad says, my teacher says.
Yeah, obviously,
so,
yes.
Yeah, so I did, you know, science. I did math, physics, and chemistry, so I didn't do biology. But then deep within me, I just want to read news on TV and things like that. I have the passion for it. But in Ghana, your passion doesn't count.
No.
You know what I mean? Because the choices are very limited. You know?
I always, not to cut you off, I always wanted to be a professional gamer, like play game professionally. And imagine you being in Ghana and trying to be... It's not happening. You can't tell your parent. No. So I understand where you are coming from.
Yeah. So when I moved here, it's like, oh, there's, you know, a lot of opportunities. But maybe you would think, why didn't I go to university and study all that? We had some friends who actually advised us on what to do. You know, they would say something like nursing is lucrative. You know, this is what you will not compete with anybody. And if I say that, you should understand we are here.
Yep.
You know, you don't compete with the mainstream. You know, it's easy for you to get a job and things like that. But deep within me, this is what I want to do. But then we travel, we came here. You have to support your husband and pay rent and pay, bills and things
The
like
bills
that.
are chasing
So,
you.
yeah, the bills are chasing
That's the
you.
funny part about Australia. People think kangaroos, snakes will be chasing you, but it's the other way around. It's
the other way
bills
around.
chasing
It is
you.
bills that chase you. So in my head, do something that will bring the money, and then follow your passion as well. So thank God for social media. I discovered social media in 2019, and it's like, oh, okay. This is something you can do yourself. You know what I mean? You can set up a platform. So, as I said, I started with setting up, my own platform, and I was interviewing people, all Africans, actually, people who migrate here, just to inspire, and motivate young people out there. So I started from there. So the mom to 4 boys you see today it wasn't like that before. I started as a, talk show, did about 2 seasons, and as you said, motherhood and, studying and things like that. I couldn't actually continue. But then it's like, this is a passion, you can do this. At your own time, at your free time, this is not what's put food on my table, if you know what I mean. I have my job as a nurse, and this is a passion. I can do it without any restriction. So that actually, made me set the platform before, and then later I changed it into, I started reviewing perfumes, the high-end perfume.
Right.
That's what everything started after the, when the talk show, when I stopped the talk show, it's like, so go ahead with your passion. So I started reviewing perfumes and stuff, like high-end perfumes on, YouTube, and I brought the same thing on Facebook, and I realized people are sort of, following the page and all that. And I and my son, we do accent challenges, like that is off camera. Not
that is really
camera.
nice.
Yeah, we do that. Because as you already know, the gap between my third son and him, they have about 12 years gap.
That's heavy.
So nobody to play with him, if you know what I mean, because these are big brothers. So I always play.
So it's either you play with him or you give him a brother or a sister.
I give him a brother or a sister. So that is what I do. I spend some time with him, and he like accent challenge. So we recorded accent challenge one day, and he was even crying, "Mom, just let's record accent challenge." And I didn't want to, because if you are on social media, if you have a niche and then you just add a random niche, then the algorithm will sort of limit your reach. So I didn't even want to post that when he said I should post it. So there was a time I said, today I don't have any videos to post, and I wanted to be consistent. So post what you and your son recorded. And I posted it, and it went viral.
Wow.
Yeah. Hi guys, so we are swapping accent, okay? Nana, if you let my son back.
I'm not.
He always don't let my son
I'm
back.
not.
Anyway, okay. Genuine.
Genuine.
Okay. Chopper chops.
Chupa chops. Chops. That's how you say chupa chops. Mom, I'm saying how you say it. Beer.
Huh?
Beer. That's how you say it, beer. I don't know where you get beer. That's how you say it. Ebony.
How long do you think this has gone to help your mental health? I think about women when it comes to motherhood, parenting, and all of that. Again, I saw my parents raise those five boys, and there were times that my dad had his alone times. He had times to go out, and my mom couldn't afford that because obviously we were all following her as a mom. So, and now that I'm growing, I tend to appreciate it more. I tend to see the full perspective of what my mom sacrificed, what she may have been going through. And I don't know if I should actually call her and ask her if her passion was also to be on social media or do so, because I never really know what my mom really enjoyed. For all I knew growing up, it was all about us, what we had to, she had to give us for us to be okay. So thinking about it now, do you think this, having time for yourself, doing this social media, pursuing your passion, how long did it go to help you with motherhood, with parenting, making sure that you are saying your mental health is intact?
Coming back to, using your mom as an example, maybe if your mom was Probably in this side of the world, maybe things will change. You will also decide to do what you want to do. As I said, back home, there's not a lot of opportunities. So even if you have passion, you will just hide it, and
True.
do what is, what you can do. So I think moving to Australia here actually also bring the passion, sort of bring the passion out. And coming to, answer your question, if it has helped with my mental health. I mean, let's be very realistic here. Here, it's all about raising kids. It's just the same routine. You raise kids, you go to work, you come home, and what else?
Nothing.
What do you do? Nothing else. So you have to find something, something that will keep you going. And I think that is, what I do on social media. And I've always wanted to, teach. Okay, so even though it looks like me and my son, we are sort of, it's a light-hearted fun. We are making, we are creating fun and things like that. In my head, I'm trying to actually, we are trying to educate people out there. If you watch our videos, we are trying to educate.
You guys actually educated me. I didn't know there were different type of bananas. Every banana is a banana. I didn't know there was Cavendish, there was this and all of that. So you guys actually educated me for free.
Yeah, so in a way, we are trying to, teach people out there. And that is actually, helping my mental health, because if I'm trying to use my knowledge, pass on my knowledge to people in a way that, create fun as well. People are having fun and they are learning as well. I think it's also helping my mental health. It's trying to tell me that this is what you want to achieve, and you have achieved it. Okay, I didn't let myself go. I didn't stop my career or anything like that for me to do this. I'm trying to do all this together, and I'm not there yet, like 100%. I'm not there yet, but I think I've been able to sort of achieve what I want to achieve, and that alone makes me feel good. Like,
it's written all over you. Yeah, the first time I saw you at a Ghana event, I actually told my wife that, this woman looks good and she feels good. It's written all over you, and that's part of the reasons why it pushed me to have you here, to have that discussion, to inspire other people, to inspire young parents who are coming, especially those who are going to raise kids abroad, like me and my wife. So I tend to believe that, aside the parenting that you did, raising these 4 boys, this social media thing or the passion that you pursued sort of, gave you that momentum. It gave you that sanity, gave you that mental capacity to keep on raising the boys without breaking. I mean, that is something that you enjoy doing.
Exactly.
So aside doing everything for the boys, you did something for yourself.
Exactly. Because as you already know, I told you this is a passion. Okay, this is a passion, and I followed my passion, because if you don't follow your passion, you are still not 100%. This is something you really, really wanted to do.
Yeah, going off that, I believe you when you say that it helps your sanity and your mental health. I mean, I'm not yet a parent, but I wake up every morning and there is a lot of tasks that I need to do. I need to juggle the Ghana Association. I need to go to work and tell people about how my weekend went, even when I don't want to talk about how my weekend went. I need to do this and all of that. And it makes me appreciate parenting more. Juggling all this stuff, having 4 boys on you, you need to manage, their day-to-day activities and all of that. But you adding the social media, I actually believe that you did everything for yourself, for the boys, but the social media thing or the media thing was one particular thing that you were doing for yourself. And it kind of went a long way to help you, your mental health, your stability and sanity. For me, I just think that like social media thing would really help you, because you do everything for your boys. Like my mom, I'm almost hitting 3 decades and I don't really know what my mom enjoys doing other than taking care of us.
Yeah, so I will take it from here. I work as a full-time nurse, okay? I'm a mom, okay? I'm a wife as well, and you are managing home. All these are very difficult tasks. So sometimes you have to get something that will help your mental health, and that is social media.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm on social media creating content, doing what I like to do, or with the idea of creating fun and also teaching people, educating people, I think it's a way for me to...
Do you ever not feel guilty? I mean, like, you're a mom, you've got kids, and all of that, and you are on social media. Were there point in time where you feel guilty being there?
Sometimes. I remember there was a time this card reader called me some time ago, and it's like, you know what, you're a mom and you feel guilty because you don't have much time for your boys. But then she was telling me that, you know what, I shouldn't feel guilty. This is how life is supposed to be. There may be a time you have to step aside, have time for yourself.
Right.
Okay, I'm a mother. All right. So all the time I tell my boys, I'm a mother. Apart from being a mother, I am myself too.
Yep. You are more than a mother, actually.
I'm more than a mother.
Yep.
So I have to find myself as well and find what actually gives me the sanity so I'll be able to look after you guys. If I don't have the sanity, I wouldn't be able to look after you guys. So sometimes all these are things that you do just to refresh you, for you to start all over again.
True.
So being, being on social media and creating content, to me, it's like something that actually bring me back online. Okay, it just bring me back online, so I'll be able to face the difficult tasks, what I call it, the difficult tasks. Yeah, which include my job and being a mother, raising boys.
I'm actually contemplating calling my mom tomorrow that, hey, I'm ordering cameras for you. You should probably start. So because like I keep going off my mom again, I don't really know what she enjoys. It was all about us. Taking care of us, making sure we were okay. And she never really, I don't know, she had a sewing machine and I never saw her use it once. So I don't even know if her passion was to make dresses or whatever. So with new moms coming, this is a story that I feel like they can learn from, that you can be a mother and you can be more than a mother. You can still pursue that passion that you want to pursue, and you should never feel guilty of what society is going to say, like, you're a mother, why are you always online? Why are you trying to compete with the Gen Zs? Let it be.
Maybe it's a matter of, back in the day, women are meant to behave in a certain way.
Right.
You know what I mean? She's a woman. She needs to look after kids. I don't know how old your mom is, but
my mom is 61.
Yeah, so with your age, around that time, my mom is a bit older. Around that time, that is what she's meant to be. That is what is expected of her. You wouldn't even think about your passion. But now things are changing now. Women are moving forward a bit. We are not, as women, looking after kids and that's it. You have to find yourself in a way. So, trying to compare where your mom is and now, yes, there's going to be a fine line between.
Yeah, but I was reading online, doing a bit of research before you come in, and I found out that motherhood, parenting, having babies, it's actually one of the surest way that if you are not careful, you might lose yourself. Exactly. So you may be modern woman, you may not be like my mom or, mothers 30 years ago or 50 years ago. But once that child comes in, the second child comes in, if you are not careful, that's what I'm thinking. If you're not really careful, you might lose yourself. You might, lose, consciousness of your passion or the things that you truly love. And that's where I start to get worried a bit more for mothers or for people who are trying to raise children.
Exactly. If you are not very careful, you are going to lose yourself, because it's going to be Kate. You are raising Kate, or I always say boys because I'm used to boys.
Don't be guilty.
Yeah, especially we being traditional and conservative people. It's like you're raising your boys, making sure they are okay, making sure. As a Ghanaian, you want your boys to be doctors, lawyers, this, and then because of that, your full concentration is on that. If you are not careful, you are going to lose yourself. You are your individual. I was me before becoming a mother. So I have to find myself in a way. And as I said, being on the media is my passion, so why not?
Will you still be mom of 4 boys when you are 80 years, 90 years on social media?
Because I will still have 4 boys. My boys will be my boys.
You might have grandchildren and now mom with 4 boys and 5 grandchildren.
Maybe, you never know.
That would be lovely.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe, but I will still be mom to 4 boys. You never know. Maybe my grandkids. Maybe I'll try to, do something with them. But for now, I will stay as mom to 4 boys on social media. Yeah.
Right. Do you work out?
I do. I paused.
Oh, yeah, okay. So
I paused. You know what? I take my job involves a lot of walking. Okay. It involves a lot of walking, and if you are not very careful, you think you work a lot and you walk at work a lot, and because of that, you are not going to, exercise or go to the gym.
Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate
Thank you for having me.
So she's mom with 4 boys. Check her out on social media. She's got nice content. And with the moms out there, you might find your inspiration through her page. Thank you so much again for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. To support our project, like, subscribe, and leave comments on all our conversations. Until we see you again, this is the Yo Freeman podcast.